Hello, and welcome to My Outstanding Lesson, the podcast officially not endorsed by Lizzo.
I hope everyone's been to the toilet and is ready to learn because it's time for My Outstanding Lesson. Hello, Jesse.
Hello, Freddie.
What are we doing here?
We are discussing with teachers about their most memorable lessons. Memorable might not mean that it was their best lesson.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Could be something funny or brilliant or terrible.
Could just be
something that stands out.
Outstandingly terrible.
Outstandingly terrible, okay. Who are we interviewing today?
Today we are interviewing a woman named Loli.
Miss Loli.
Miss Loli. Some call her Lolly.
Teacher from our school, colleague, friend. Could we think of 3 words to sum her up?
I can think of 3 words. Okay. Vivacious.
Okay.
With her big curls and her big personality. A witch. She's a very intuitive witch. Good witch? She's a good witch. She's a good witch.
She's a good witch. Would she be okay with being called a witch?
I think Loli would be okay with being called a witch.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Beautiful witch.
Cool. Kind of like Hermione.
Kind of like Hermione.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, my 3rd word for Loli is dramatic. She's very dramatic. She makes a dramatic entrance. She makes a dramatic exit.
Now, even good witches can find themselves in detention. So, there is one word that Loli must avoid at all costs during this interview, and that word is...
Energy.
energy. If Loli mentions the word energy, she goes slap bang in detention. I would say the one caveat is if she's explaining a theorem, for example, and uses the word energy, we're cool with that. But if she uses it in that slightly ethereal, difficult to pin down context, sorry, Loli.
You're a witch in detention.
Well, I'm looking forward to the interview, and hopefully she'll have a lot of interesting stuff to say. Oh, talking of dramatic entrances, I think I hear something. Come in!
Hi, Loli.
Hello, Loli.
Hi guys, thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming.
You're so welcome. How was your day, Loli?
Well, it was very long. I'm actually teaching my kids to be more mindful right here.
It's sort of maybe 15, 20 years ago. This would have been new age hippie teachers, but I think it's quite mainstream now. There's a lot of educational research about it, and a lot of it is pointing towards, yes, helping with learning, but a huge impact of this kind of mindfulness, meditation stuff with kids is the behaviour, and kids being able to utilise it to almost like short circuit their anger. So when they're getting frustrated at school, like inevitably they all do,
Exactly.
it's a great mechanism they can use to cope with it.
And I tell my students, I say, when you go, because you're going to go to an international school and you're going to go abroad, most of them do. I said, are you going to take your parents in your luggage, and are they going to get out of your luggage and say, okay, do your homework now? And they start laughing and giggling and
I was just about to say, one of the best things about teaching grade 2, I was about to say, I bet they all found that hilarious.
Yeah, me too. And I love doing the examples. What's so great about teaching primary kids is that you get to act like them too, for them to see how they behave.
Doubt.
And they laugh because they don't realize that they can get
You've
this
just
way.
described every lesson I ever teach.
And you're like,
Feels so
and you're-
funny.
And you feel kind of dumb because you're like, okay, you're an adult,
Yeah.
people from the students.
Yeah.
It works though.
And sometimes I invade their bubble space so they can see how they invade mine.
This is what it feels like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
always
you're
do
like-
the bubble lesson.
Sometimes they don't raise their hand and they're like, teacher, me, and they're like, and then I go crowd on them. I'm like, me.
For the benefit of the listener, Loli
I'm sorry,
just
I'm like all over you now.
straddled
I
Jessie. Yeah. Your bubble.
Is that what you really do to
Your
them?
bubble's
that.
You're like, how do you
So they
feel
know.
now? How do you feel now? Is that
It's
Loli?
effective.
Is that what they do to you?
Yeah, they go like, slowly,
Slowly, just rattle
train.
you. Yeah, it's funny because they laugh. They think it's hilarious.
So I'm like, that's how you guys act.
I've got this thing in my class at the moment where a lot of the boys think they don't want to do a boring sentence, so they're going to make it interesting. And the only way for a 8-year-old boy to make a sentence interesting is to put the word poop. Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
wow.
There you go.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I had an email from a parent recently saying, "Should I be concerned that my child, every sentence he writes with his spelling words, it's all to do with poop?"
Is he constipated?
I said-
That's what you should ask.
He's
Should I be concerned?
a 7-year-old boy going on 8. It's normal.
This is very.
It's not ideal,
This is
but it's
very
fun.
common.
It's
I'm
fun.
having that in my
Until
classroom,
you
and
outlaw it.
before they start, I say, "And don't you be writing things about poop in their whiteboard because I know already, you know." And they look at me like, "Oh, how did you know?" Because I'm very intuitive. I know. I've been in 2nd grade already, in 3rd grade, and 4th grade. Miss Loli knows everything, and they look at me like,
Intuitive.
You're like, I am a witch.
Yeah. Loli has rejected the offer of a turbo table, so we can cut all the Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger for this episode.
"Yeah,
Jesse is breathing a sigh of relief.
thank God.
It's done.
I don't do shit I don't want to do unless I'm working. Okay."
And even
put
then,
it there.
only
Yeah,
sometimes.
Instead, well, we can skip straight on to the lesson starter.
Okay, so in this game is called Categories. In this game, I will give you a category, and you two are going to go back and forth saying any word that goes with that category. Category number 1 is China to Loli.
Dumplings.
Taxis.
Shanghai.
Chairman Mao.
Spitting.
Shanghai.
I said that already. Can you say the same thing?
You can't repeat. Sorry, I didn't specify.
Goodness, I wasn't
Uh-uh.
listening.
It was an unwritten.
You
God, I
should
think
know.
I'm glad there's no loser in this
Being a
game.
I think there's no loser. Okay, so this time we can start with Freddie. The category is sunny days. Thought I'd do
Playing-
something cheerful.
Playing cricket.
Beach.
Ice cream.
Bali.
Nice.
Lots and lots of high-factor suntan lotion.
Yes. Scooter.
Sunglasses.
Martini.
Barbecues.
Hawaii.
I moved into word association.
Are you saying that you're much better at drinking games than you are at classroom warm-up games?
Finally.
In different parts of the world, like, kids are more sheltered. I think in like where we teach,
Yeah,
kids
sure.
are very sheltered.
They are very
In
sheltered.
which I love how naive kids are in that sense because they have their whole adulthood to explore
Yeah.
those
It
things.
feels like they stay longer. Longer.
longer.
Yeah.
I think that's a
and
nice
I
point.
appreciate this.
We were
Yeah.
discussing a book today. Actually, it's quite funny. In guided reading, and in this book, a penguin gets very upset, packs his bag, and goes into his hiding spot in his house. And I said to the kids, "What do you think the penguin is going to do?" And a kid very earnestly put up his hand and said, "I think the penguin is going to go to his bedroom and play with himself." And I thought, yeah. And I thought, well, okay, I need to hold for a few seconds to wait for the kids to laugh and be a bit
No one even
smutty.
laughed.
No one
No
knew.
one
I thought, oh, this is so nice. No, genuinely,
And the kid
they're
also
kids.
just thought he would play by
They're-
himself.
And you figured play toys or something.
yeah, they're
Yes, play with
7. They
themselves.
don't need to know that means something bad.
Yes.
You know, that's why we did primary, right?
But
That's
who
why.
says it's bad? Like,
Look, Loli,
Sure,
I'd be
sure.
a massive hypocrite if I was to
Yeah.
decry that
Yeah.
activity, but they don't need to discuss it.
yeah.
When they're in
we
grade
don't
2.
need to hear it either. It's just so like.
Oh,
But,
I have a friend
anyway,
who has a good outstanding
About
lesson
first
about
and
this.
second grade.
That sounds so creepy.
Like you can be in the rug and they can fart and they'll be like, I farted, and
Yeah.
everybody laughs and it's over. And like you can be, they're their authentic self.
They're so authentic.
And even if they're unique and stuff, it's like I love that because I'm crazy too, and I can be.
You get to be
myself.
crazy too.
I get to be
It's
like
true, it's
myself.
I think now's probably a good time to talk about the setting of the lesson. So when and where it happened.
So I want to talk about something fun, right? And so I'm going to talk about a field trip and what had occurred in a field trip. And like all the teachers in the school like thought it was hilarious, and like in this story I will always remember this kid because he comes and gives me gifts even till this day. And so I told the kids several times before, like 15 minutes beforehand and right before we were gonna leave, do you have to go to the bathroom? And everybody went to the bathroom. And again, before we left, I said, go to the bathroom because we're gonna be in the bus for like 45 minutes to an hour, and you need to go to the bathroom because there's no way we can stop. We're gonna be on the highway the whole time.
Everyone knows where this is going.
Yeah. And so the kids were like, yes, Miss Loli, we go. We went. Okay, and I'm like, okay. So we got on the bus after like what, 25 minutes in the bus. Kid comes up to me. I'm like, what are you doing out of your seat? He's like, well, I can't say the student's name, of course.
But you can tell us after.
He needs to, so-and-so needs to go to the bathroom, and he's holding his penis with his hand.
They use that word.
Yeah, he's holding his...
That's good science knowledge.
He's holding his private. He said private with his hand. And I'm like, and he has to go now. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. He can't hold it, outside of, with his clothing on because it'd be hard to pinch it. He's like, he's really pinching it.
He's pinching his private.
And like, what is he, what? He's like, what can he do, Miss Lily? I'm like, as a teacher, I really shouldn't have said that, but teach them a lesson, I'm like, well, let him go on himself then. Like I told him repeatedly, I was upset.
I said to go to the toilet.
I told him to go to the toilet, and then so.
Did you say that thinking he doesn't really need to go?
No, he knew. Like I wanted him to learn his lesson. I was going to get him some pants or whatever later. I don't know, but I was like to the point where like I repeatedly told him, and this kid does this all the time. And so I actually asked him to go to the bathroom before we left, and he said he didn't have to go. And so, of course, my co-teacher, she dumped a bottle of water out, and she told him to go in this water.
Which co-teacher is that? She just throws water out the window? That's amazing. That's a resourceful woman.
Yeah, she is very resourceful.
Adaptability.
But at that point, I was like, I was like upset. I was upset. And so he wasn't...
Why was so... You're upset because you'd asked him to go before and he obviously...
and like when I was growing up, my parents would do shit like that. Would say, okay, let her learn her lesson.
Okay.
And this is why
it won't be nice, but in the long run it'll be good for her.
I'm so independent because my parents had made me deal with my own problems. And I guess this is how, I always think, how would you like the student to be treated? You would like them to be treated like you would treat your child. And I don't have children. But if you did, you'd make them
piss in a bottle on a bus.
No, I would have them, if they had to piss on themselves, they, to learn their lesson. Oh, you pissed on yourself? As a second grader, it's okay. I've had other incidents as fourth graders, and I've helped them out actually, because fourth grade is a little more embarrassing or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, so he did piss on himself. I mean, no, he didn't piss on himself. Sorry. He pissed on the bottle, but he ended up having piss on his hand and stuff like that. And
yeah, it's hard
like
to aim.
Urine the whole ride, and kids were like,
oh, this would have been so stressful.
Yeah, the whole ride. And so, like, what's cool about these kids, like, they don't call him piss boy and whatever. In my country, the kids would be bullying them,
like for life.
Piss boy, you're
like
piss boy.
The kid who peed on the back of the bus.
Yeah.
You don't live that down.
Yeah, and we actually had him wash his hands as soon as when we got off the bus. But yeah,
he still just went on to have a good day.
So,
and of course they told their parents, so the parents knew everything,
And how did they react? How did the parents react?
Oh, the parents just, they pretended like tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
And that's what the parents do here, right?
But it's funny because...
That's great.
I don't know what you think, Jesse, but I was on that school trip on a different bus, I might say, and you, Loli, told me that story when we got to wherever it was we went. Yeah. I remember thinking,
I find that literally, unbelievable, because I had a similar situation. Kid needed to go coming back from a school trip, and the thought never entered our heads that he'd do it in a bottle. So I remember we're going down the motorway in this huge coach, and the kid asked, and we say, "Oh, well, we'll be home in 15." He goes, I can't wait. Long story short, it forced the very, very reluctant coach driver to pull over to the hard shoulder, and this kid rockets out the coach door into the bushes, and he relieves himself, and then he puts his stuff away, and then turns around, and all the teachers and the students see the look of complete joy on his face, and I've never seen anyone look so happy as this kid that had just gone. But I never thought to do it in a bottle, and I remember thinking,
I did
at that
too.
situation, the parent is crucial, because there are some parents that can laugh that stuff off easily, and some parents that maybe would be a bit more difficult. So
some people
maybe,
would be really
maybe you're a bit lucky with the parent you got.
The thing is, I realize how teachers with children are much more apt at this than teachers that do not have children, because at that point I don't have a penis, I wouldn't think, okay, a bottle would do. I never had a situation where I've actually had to piss in a moving car, never, because so I never would have thought.
Me neither, for the record. Jesse?
I have needed to go pee very badly, and I would have peed into a bottle, but nobody would give me one. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a whole other story for next time. Just to finish, Loli.
Yes.
I've been scouring the news, and this was a genuine news story I read the other day about teaching. I just want to know what you think. A school in Mexico has stipulated that students must wear cardboard boxes on their heads during written assessments to minimise the chances of them copying from one another.
Cardboard boxes?
Thoughts?
Oh my god, that's a little excessive.
All the kids with boxes on their heads?
You know what? I think that people sometimes lose the fact of they lose reality at some point. They just they just get so caught up with things that are unimportant, and what's really important is kids thinking for themselves.
How do I do this?
Will probably be the last generation that will see most of these exotic animals like elephants, rhinoceros. It's probably, this world will probably last. Maybe your generation and your kids, maybe their kids, but we're when do you put a box on top of your head?
And on that note, it's goodbye from me.
Yeah.
Goodbye from me.
And Loli, thanks for coming.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was Miss Loli.
That was Miss Loli.
What do you think?
I think it went great.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
She was vivacious. She was dramatic. And she was very intuitive and witchy.
She was definitely a witch.
Mm-hmm.
She had loads of witchy stuff. Although, she did not say the word energy.
She did not say the word energy. And she was just in a minefield of topics that could have incorporated the word energy,
definitely.
But she never did.
Someone's avoided detention.
It's almost like she is an intuitive witch.
Wait a
She
minute.
knew.
Are you saying she knew we wanted her to say energy, so she withheld it from us?
She's a withholding witch.
God. She's good.
she was really so
good.
Lovely. I hope that the listeners understand that we like witches, and we're not saying negative things about women or witches.
Jesse's views do not reflect those of the podcast or its creators. This is great banter. It really is.
I mean, I guess people don't identify as witch very much these
No.
days. We're probably not offending that many people. But sometimes I like to think I'm a little bit witchy myself. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we would call ourselves witches. We'll probably cut this.
Maybe. Endorsement update.
Endorsement update.
I got news for you. I've not actually shown you this yet.
Did Lizzo reply?
New. Next best thing though. So I've got a family who I live very close to. I've got like quite friendly with. They're really nice, and they've got a kid who's about 7 years old. And her English isn't great, and she just learnt the word "what," so she's questioning a lot of stuff at the moment. I played her a bit of my outstanding lesson, genuinely, recently, and I asked her what she thought. Do you want to hear what she said?
Yeah, what did she say?
Okay, her name's Emily. Hey Emily, we've just listened to the...
What?
We've just listened...
What?
Please listen. We've just... We've just listened
What?
to a little bit of
What?
my outstanding lesson. Did you think it was good?
What?
The podcast we just listened to.
What?
Did you like it?
No. It's bad.
Why?
Very bad.
Why was it bad?
What?
So unkind.
I mean, it's not a glowing endorsement, but I feel like it might be the best we're going to get.
It is the only vocal endorsement we've ever
Yeah.
had. What?
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 What? Review time.
Time for a review.
This one is titled Fantastic. 5 stars. I love listening to this. It's so interesting. Open brackets and great cultural references. Close brackets.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
I'm glad.
I thought it was interesting because I didn't really realise that people would be interested in the sort of China aspect.
Yeah.
But I guess they are.
There are a lot of intercultural aspects to this.
Well, there are definitely like parts of the job that are quite unique. aren't there?
All of our guests have come from different countries so far.
Yeah, maybe. It got me thinking we should probably start like a China news, like news bulletin.
Okay.
The light-hearted like side of China.
Like a little story from China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do a jingle for China news?
Okay. I feel like you already have an idea in your mind about this.
No.
Okay. It's hard to get the original jingle out of my head. China news.
Can you sing a Chinese? Can you sing a little Chinese ditty?
I'm thinking of the Apple song, but I can't quite.
Maybe Alan's deep bath. 这是什么？你好吗？ China news.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Okay, that's good. I do have China news though.
Okay.
Last week I had a cheese tea. You know, because you were there with me.
Mm-hmm. That's good China news.
A cheese tea.
Have you heard of it?
I hadn't before I came here.
I also had never heard of cheese tea.
And it was quite nice.
Yeah, you said your first review was it's not nice.
It's not nice. I stand by that.
Mm.
It wasn't not nice.
I actually quite like cheese tea. I just don't let myself drink it because I think it just is clearly not good for you.
For the
Should we
listener,
explain it? Yeah.
imagine someone heated up, like microwaved a small cheesecake and dumped it on top of a sweet tea.
Yeah, but like
Fair?
made it really like whipped milk.
Quite
First.
quite goopy.
Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
这是什么？
你好吗?
China news. We really, really love the reviews, so thank you to anyone that's taken the time to leave us one. We read them all.
We really read
Really do.
all 12 of them. We read them all on the podcast.
Yeah, if you leave one, you got a really good chance of
You
it
got a
being
good
read out.
chance.
Please recommend the podcast to anyone you think might like it, and make sure you're subscribed so you get a new episode every week. We're on Instagram at @myoutstandinglesson, and my personal teaching account is Mr_Butler_primary.